things when we first started having conversations, and I got to know a little bit more about Gomocha, and yourself as well. I think one of the things that's always kind of come through in those conversations, and I think will come through now, and you've already referenced it, is there's that understanding of the importance of these guys in the field, our remote workers. I find it fascinating that we didn't really have a language for this until the pandemic, when we found out that they were, essential workers. It's like, well, the guys that keep the world turning, that are fixing things, they've pretty much been essential for an awful lot longer than the last few years. But equally, it's that understanding of the different components of different service businesses that I've always been impressed with our conversations. And I suppose that's a nice kind of lead into the topic today. And just to give the guys in the audience a bit of an understanding, Martin and I worked on a paper together, which is called the Knowledge Transfer, the Art of Information. And this was actually the second of the papers that we worked on. And knowledge transfer was the first, and it was actually Martin that came to me and highlighted a model of gardens that had these different areas, and we kind of were jamming around some ideas around that, and we realised how important knowledge transfer was. I suppose an opening gambit, Martin, is just give your opinion around why that topic is so important. Making sure that we've got knowledge transfer, making sure, like we said in the paper, the art of information, why that's so critical for service organisations at the moment.
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of express that in a few smart sentences, right? We're living in a world, in a society where we're constantly learning. If you like it or not, if you turn on television, you're picking up on something. If you're watching a movie, you're learning something. So knowledge transfer is constantly happening. And what I always found so interesting in knowledge transfer when it comes to our business practice, the thing that we do, we spend a lot of time on that, we're kind of falling back into almost the difficulties of knowledge transfer and the challenges that are, kind of being presented with that. So I think what's really the most important thing to understand when it comes to knowledge transfer is create a menu or a palette of aspects that contribute to it. And have with your team some first kind of common language to understand the palette of aspects that come to play to it. And that is really the first thing that always comes to mind when I'm in a conversation about knowledge transfer. Like, let's see if we can define it a little bit, so what all contributes to it. And particularly in the light of it's constantly happening to us. So the dynamics of that seems to be much more natural in a day-to-day life, and it needs much more force in our business operation. And that's something that kind of always I felt like interesting aspect. Why is it so such a topic in business knowledge, in business knowledge transfer?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because if you don't spend enough time on it, you can see the results and the negative impact of that immediately in the quality of service, your profitability. So the impact of that, of not being so much aware and forcing that, is so huge and easily to measure. That's the first thing that comes to mind here. On knowledge.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good opening gambit. And like you say, it's such a big